Hey folks, thanks for jumping on the webinar today to talk about CMAs. So you might have heard that acronym. We all love acronyms. CMA in the real estate world stands for Comparative Market Analysis. So when you're preparing to sell your home, you're in that process, you may hear kind of a short version of that is, hey, can you find me some comps? What that is it's a comparative market analysis. So we're comparing what's happening in the market. We're looking at similar properties that may have recently sold close to where your property is. So we're comparing your property with another property, and we're analyzing the details of those sales in order to help determine what the market value for your property may be. Now, when you sell a property or you're buying a property, and you get an appraisal is a deep dive into a comparative market analysis. Something we can do as real estate agents on the front side is more, it's a shallower analysis of the market to get us a good idea, and then the better we are at that, the more accurate we can predict what the market value may be. So I want to talk about comparative market analysis. Those are important to help set that value when you're preparing to sell your home. Another important thing is also a CMA. I use both of these in whenever we're strategizing to find an appropriate price for your home is the comparative market analysis, but also the competitive market analysis. So comparative looks back into the past, competitive looks into the current reality of what you're competing with. So finding other similar properties to see to analyze what the pricing is for those, how they compare to your home, so that when you're put your house for sale, you're competing with other homes that are on the market, and it's really, I would say, even somewhat irresponsible to not have an agent who helps you understand not only what the market value may be, but also what you're competing against. So if everybody that's has that comparative homes, similar homes or similar properties to yours, then maybe there's say six or seven that are on the market that are similar to yours. You need to understand how you compete with those other properties. If they're all priced, more competitively than you, and there's only say three homes per month that are similar to yours that sell in your market, and you're ranked number six or seven out of the most competitive, it's a really low chance that your home is going to sell in the next 30 or 60 days. And even knowing that other homes can come on the market during that time, and it can really cause your home to sit on the market longer. So um, understanding what the comps are, the comparative is important. That's going to be what your appraisal uses. That's going to be very, very important. But that's looking into the past. We can almost predict what the market value will be when we compare the comparative and the competitive, so that we can understand we want to sell. If you want to sell quickly, you need to be more competitive. If you want to get the most money, then you can maybe be third or fourth down that list on most competitive. It all depends on your property and the different features. Two properties are exactly alike. Locations are different, features are different, amenities are different. So all those things play into the pricing of your home. But it's really important that you understand both the competitive and the comparative. So you want to look at both of those when you're pricing your home, because that's going to give you the best reality of what the market will bring and when the market will bring that buyer. So combining those two analysis is really important, really crucial. So a couple of things that people ask, when it comes to these things is how do I find comparable homes for a CMA? Can you do this on your own? And with the technology that's available in different websites these days, it is entirely possible for you to get a pretty decent idea. Now, the difference between you being able to do that and a professional that does this like we do each and every week, each and every day, even sometimes, is we have maybe a better feel of what's really going on in the market. So what you're seeing mostly is going to be the competitive when you're just searching online for homes that are similar to yours. You can certainly dig a little deeper and find those sales that have already happened, but it takes a little bit more digging. And there's a lot of factors that we can see through our technology access, the platforms that we work with, just different features about the homes or different realities about, here's the sales price, but it was also, the seller included X number of dollars for closing costs credit that you may not see just on the surface. But you can absolutely get a pretty decent idea what the market value for your home might be just by kind of comparing things that you've seen, recently, and then also comp looking at what's currently on the market. So you can do that through common online websites like Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, and those kind of things. Just that data is out there. It's all public data. You can dig into, like the county records, and I mean, you can get if you want to nerd out on stuff like that. All the data is there. It's just whether or not you want to spend the time to access it or not. Um, Another question is what factors should I consider when I'm looking at the competition? And all the factors that we would talk about when we sit down and talk about listing your home, location is such a huge factor. There's three major things that impact the price of your home in the market, or the ability for your home to sell, and that's the location. And a lot of times you can't do much about that. Most of us aren't picking up our homes and moving them. So location determines, sellability and a lot of the value is based on location. The other thing that affects the whether or not your home will sell is the condition. Brand new home, there's not a whole lot of problems with it, but there are some things that might need to be done. It might need a new fence. It might need new gutters. It might need, some other features, window treatments that you might typically find already completed in a home that's not brand new. So condition, your home may be in really bad condition. It may have a lot of repairs that have just been pushed off for years. Those things, impact whether or not the home sells and whether or not the home sells at market value. So you can't really change the location. You can spend some money and update the house a little bit. Throw some paint on some things, repair some broken items, and that will increase your sellability of the home. And then the third thing that impacts whether or not your home will sell in a given time is the price. So you've got location, condition, and price. And those while location really can't be adjusted too much, condition and price can. So if you need to sell your home quickly, you can either, make it a lot nicer if it's having problems because it's in disrepair, or you can lower the price or some combination of the two. And that really will impact. I mean, if you put your house up for sale significantly below market value, common sense tells you that it's going to sell pretty quickly. So our job when we're looking at the comparative market analysis and we're looking at a competitive market analysis is to get you right in that spot where in a reasonable amount of time, we can get your home sold for as much dollars as possible. I know as a buyer, you want the best deal possible. As a seller, you want the best deal possible. And when we can find the match on market value and the value to the buyer, bringing the same value to the seller, when we make all that match, everybody wins. We get a deal done, and you get to move on to the next part of your journey, whatever that looks like. So, comparative and competitive market analysis are important. If there's anything we can do to help you guys in those worlds, I did 7 for a client yesterday with some land properties, a couple commercial properties, a couple rental properties. So those are things that we do on a regular basis and can help you with that. If you're curious what your home's worth, you can certainly jump onto our website and get a quick, just data-driven, analytics-driven, market valuation. But if you want us to jump in a little bit and go a little bit deeper, you can certainly do that as well. Thanks for sticking with us today, and we'll see you next time.